Hey everybody, welcome back to Beautiful You. Thank you so much for being here. Today I want you to think about labels and what they actually mean to you. I believe that labels stifle your creativity, they stifle your potential, because once you put a label on yourself and say, this is what I am, now you basically have to work to fit into the box that is labeled with whatever it is. And as humans, we're all very different. We're all unique. We are made up completely differently. And then on top of our different makeups, we actually also walk on such different paths. And the things that we experience in life also make up who we are. So as you go through life, if you put these labels on yourself, it's almost like you have to believe everything that somebody else says it takes to be whatever type of label you're trying to be, if that makes sense. And I think that not labeling yourself allows you to be the genuine, beautiful, unique you that you are. Not allowing yourself to have a label allows for more creative thinking, and you can freely choose what you believe based on what you feel in your heart rather than what someone else says you should be. Anybody who's wanting to label and bring people into buy whatever it is they're selling oftentimes has to do with a label. So the companies who are wanting to sell you things might appeal to certain groups. And I just think that oftentimes, if you are looking to figure out who you are, you want to go find yourself. And you think, well, I'm a business person and I work in an office job because I'm a business person, and I sell things. So, this is who I am. You're actually may not be making the same choices as if you were to just say, I'm me, I'm Rachel. I like the things I like. I am who I am, and I don't fit in anybody's box, and I don't have to, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think it allows you to be so much more creative, and you don't have to try and fit into a mold. I believe that companies selling products, which there's no other reason to be a company unless you're selling something, companies that sell products, they want you to fit in a certain box because it makes it easier to sell to you. They don't have to appeal to a variety of different things. They can just appeal to whatever it is that's underneath this label. And if you believe that you are a certain type of person based on a label, you may decide that something is okay for you that you would not otherwise have done or wanted for yourself. But because you've labeled yourself as XYZ, now you feel, well, I'm XYZ, that means I need to do this, whatever, ABC. I hope that makes sense. I just think that companies use labels to try and help people feel like that they belong to something. Having a sense of belonging is part of, it's part of our biological makeup. We all want to belong. It's part of our makeup. And if we feel like an outcast, I believe that society teaches that if you don't fit in some certain box, then you don't actually belong. And look at how people love to put their support towards one certain entity, a political party or a sports team or any number of things. The reason for this is because it gives people a sense of belonging. There are other ways that you can belong, other things that you can belong to, and other ways that you can belong other than succumbing to companies and what they are selling and how they label you. So I want you to think about how do you label yourself, and how does that affect you? And how does that shape you into something that you may not even really be? How do you change your beliefs based on this so-called label that you've given to yourself? I think that we limit ourselves and we hinder ourselves when we put a label on ourselves, because we may want to do something more, but we might say, well, I'm X, insert label here, and therefore I don't do Y, right? I just want you to think about it. I mean, it's not a hard, fast rule that applies to everything, all right? I'm married, right? So I can be in a married box. So since I'm married, that means that I don't cheat on my husband, and I don't look for other relationships, and I try and go an extra mile, and I work harder to keep it together in those times of trouble. Sometimes labels are not bad, but on the other hand, if let's say that my husband is abusing me or cheating on me or something else, then the label could hinder me. You see what I'm saying? If I say, well, I'm married, so I can't, I mean, this is kind of old-fashioned thinking, but if I say I'm married, so I can't get divorced, then maybe there is a reason why I should get divorced, but I don't allow myself because I'm married. So it's just something to think about. I think it's really important to not allow yourself to be labeled. And I think a lot of us actually want to be labeled. We look for a way, like I said, to belong, because it makes us feel better. That's really all it does. But if you can get used to some level of discomfort, possibly at first, because you don't have a label on you, and just allow yourself to be who you are. Allow yourself to be who you are. Do the things you love. I think that you could be a lot happier, and I think you could have a lot more peace. It all stems back to not caring what other people think and not worrying about fitting in their box. You don't belong in a box. You're a person. You're not square-shaped at all. You have no right angles. Everything is curved. Everything is different. Everything is original. There's not any kind of cookie cutter shape that we can put ourselves into. And I believe that's what we do with labels. So I just want you to examine your life and determine what labels that you have on yourself. And I need to do the same. But I think that you can really be a lot happier if you don't succumb to a label. Labels also help companies make more money off of us, because if they can appeal to whatever it is that the label says that you are, then they're going to sell you more stuff. Is that necessary? Does it make you happy? Does your stuff make you happy? Not really. Maybe temporarily, but not really. So drop your labels and be who you are, and be proud of it. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's unique. It's beautiful you. And you're not like anybody else. One of my favorite quotes is, I'm not beautiful like you. I'm beautiful like me. And you are beautiful you.